you ever a religious person? Were you ever someone that
No.
really believed in God or anything like that?
Today I believe in a higher power. I don't call it God if you like. But I don't believe there's a guy in a fucking cloud with getting blowjobs off chicks with wings.
You've always been like a miner for finding amazing talent as far as guitarists go. Talk a little bit about your relationship with Randy Rhoads. You know, you guys met through an audition, essentially.
No, I was working. I had a guy helping me out called Dana Strummy. He was my original choice for a bass player, but it didn't work out. He says I'd auditioned him, and I was drinking heavily. I was just fucking out of it all the time. And this Dana comes in and he goes, I got this one guitar player, you've got us. I said, you know, Dana, fuck off with the guitar players. And I just want to go home. I'm fucking sozzled sitting on a chair eating a pizza or something, I don't remember. And this little guy comes in with blonde hair, and I thought, is that a chick? He spoke. Oh, wow. Suddenly my ears pinned back. He says, well, what do you want me to play? I says, play anything. So he starts playing, and I'm like, even in my drunken, stoned out stupor, I go, oh, this is fucking one of the best things I've ever heard in my life. Or these drugs are really good. I truly believe if he hadn't have got killed when he did, he would be up there with the fucking big guys. He was fucking phenomenal.
Now, your relationship with Zach.
I was looking for a new guitar player, and I put the word out. There's like 2 or 3 big bins full of tapes and shit, and my mum said to me, you gotta start looking at these fucking tapes and clutching them. I picked up one and I go, oh, and it was a picture. The only one that I picked up, and it turned out to be the guy that I picked, Zach.
So you found Zach from picking up a cassette with a picture on it?
I picked up this cassette and I put it back, and I remember reading whatever. I get back to LA, and I started auditioning, and I was going to this Zach, I'm going, I know you from somewhere. I just looked at it. I go, no, we've never met. And I go, I know you from somewhere. And I got when I got back to England, it was him on the fucking, I'm like, this, out of thousands of tapes, the only one I picked up.
Yeah.
It was weird. I think it was the force.
Right. Talk a little bit about the No More Tears tour, No More Tours. You were going to retire.
I decided, you know, I don't want to die on the stage at that point. I was very influenced with alcohol and very influenced with drugs. And I think really it was me saying to me, get it together, you know. That year, I go, yeah, you're retired. Now what? What do you do?
Yeah.
I had no reason to get up in them. That's why people die young. I got no roots.
I could remember you obviously being away very active, and then from like 92 to 94, I just remember you being
fucked up.
No, you weren't necessarily fucked up, but you were but you were constantly looking for something. You know, you bought the dirt bikes, you bought the air rifles, we got all the dogs. It was this thing where like I just felt like you were bored.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I've got a concentration span of about that much more bigger than a fly. You know, I'm like, oh, now what can I do? I've got, you know. I mean, rock and roll was made for me, being in a band. I have to think, what would I have been doing if you hadn't been for music? I think I'd have fucking killed myself. So. I mean, when I got success, I could afford my own cigarettes, a beer, a bit of dope, and a house and a car, and I would never ever have got anything like that. And music has been the saviour of my life. I mean, look at where we live, you know. When somebody said to me recently, well, coming from Lodge Road to living in Beverly Hills, did you ever dream you'd do that? I had no idea. And then we did it with the TV show, The Osbourne. That was another thing. It was like...
What did you think about the show when it happened?
Well, for the first year, I suppose, it was fun. But then the cracks started to appear in the family and the pressure. You know, you couldn't go down the fucking street round here. It was like...
I know, obviously, being famous and doing what you do kind of comes at a prickly price. Having no anonymity, does that bum you out sometimes?
Well, the truth of the matter is this. If I walk down the street and too many people recognise me, I get pissed off. But the same thing, if I'm absolutely honest, if they don't recognise me, then I get pissed off as well. So it's my ego, you know.
Yeah. When people do recognise you, what is it that kind of frustrates you?
If I'm in a hurry, if I've got to go to a doctor or I've got to see somebody in a hospital, people don't consider that you have a life. You know, I mean, I spent the one place that really gets me crazy is when I'm having a meal in some restaurant and somebody comes up to me and goes, "Can I sign this?" Because that's my time. I'm pretty okay with people most of the times. Your mum says to me, the time you got to worry is when people don't ask you for an autograph. And I suppose there's some truth in that. But saying that, if I saw somebody I really admired in a restaurant, I would never ever dream of going, "Hey, so we're from never."
Yeah. In the media, when anyone ever seems to write anything about you, it's always prefaced with Ozzy Osbourne, the man that, bit of Dub's head off, a bat, pissed on the Alamo, all that shit.
Yeah.
Does that annoy you?
It doesn't annoy me, but I think if one of the first questions I gotta ask this question: what the bats taste? I feel like sometimes going, why don't you fuck up? If that's all you got to ask me,
Yeah.
there's something wrong. Every day, somebody surprises me and gives me a really good question, and I go, well, that's really cool.